Oh, there is so much to look forward to. Can you believe it? And it's only a week away, and I can't wait to actually see those performances because, yeah, it is just electric to say the least. Now, what I'm not going to say the least about is the fact that there's something delicious that we're about to talk about. And we've got the Woolworths Taste commercial content editor, Fatima Saib, still here in the kitchen to whip up something decadent, something classic, and something that you never thought could have such a twist when we're talking about overnight oats. Now, this recipe is packed with the seeds to keep you fuller for longer, especially during Ramadan. So, Fatima, I'm so grateful that you're here because I think these are perfect ingredients that I'm looking at, and I can't wait to see how this comes together.
Yeah.
You ready for this?
Yes.
Yeah, I love
it.
this. Talking to me about some of the notes and the ingredients here because it looks like it's quality to say the least.
Of course, yeah. Nothing but the best for Ramadan.
Yes.
So we're starting with good quality oats, obviously.
Nice.
We have some yogurt.
Beautiful. Is that
powder.
plain yogurt?
Yeah, plain, full cream, whatever you want to use. You can use low. I know you're smiling now, but you can use low fat also.
Yeah, I love the full cream though. I think it's got all the good stuff and it's
Yeah.
got the good fats that we need as well. So.
Exactly. And if you want to make it vegan, just use coconut yogurt. So play
smart.
it down.
Nice hack. I like that.
Yeah. Some salt, and we're going to add some chocolatiness with some cocoa powder. So
Hang on, where's the sugar?
so that's the best part.
You're not adding sugar in this?
No.
Yes, I love you already. This is
Yeah.
awesome.
So
okay.
it's refined sugar-free, right? So
Yes.
we're using dates actually to make it
Brilliant.
nice and sweet. But I'll show you that afterwards.
Yeah.
What we're going to do is mix everything together in this bowl. It's really simple.
Okay, cool.
So we have our oats. Let me just move that. And we're going to add the yogurt.
Yeah.
And I love chocolatey things,
Oh, who doesn't?
of course. Duh.
And I love how you're keeping it authentic by adding the cocoa powder, right? Nice.
Of course, yeah.
And combined with salt always brings that balance. But more importantly, I know we're talking about great ingredients. Why do you think it's important to be fueling yourself correctly, especially during Ramadan and
Yeah.
during periods of fasting like this?
Yeah, it's long days, and you're up at 4:30. Some people, I can't sleep after we eat because I wake up and I'm a zombie, and I know a lot of people have that same issue.
And then
So
the food also energizes you and wakes you up at the same time, right?
Exactly, right? So you want to make sure that you're fueling your body correctly so that you have the energy to continue with your day and, just go about as normal.
Well, this is definitely going to tick that box. So we've got nutrition tick.
Yeah.
Obviously, I would imagine that you need to hydrate because you're not consuming any liquids as well, right, during the fast, is that
Yes,
correct?
that's correct. So you have your water, whatever you want in the
Yeah.
morning. And, then you just say a prayer and you continue with your day.
And I do think that it's quite incredible to note that your body can go through this period.
Yeah.
It can deal with it and it does adjust quite accordingly and does miraculous things if you start to gain some of the further benefits of fasting. And for me, I think it's definitely the spiritual benefits.
Yeah.
You start to really connect the mind and body. You start to gain this clarity. If you can try and negate the sensation of wanting to eat.
Yes.
That's really the sweet spot. And I'd encourage
Yeah.
everybody, whether you are Islamic or not, whether you practice the traditions and the cultures, try a period of fasting. Try fast for even 24 hours. Make sure that you fuel before that, and especially when it comes to liquids, get electrolytes in as well.
Yeah.
That's obviously important so we
Very
can
important.
actually hydrate ourselves.
Yeah.
But I love what you did, and we were speaking about this off air. You mentioned you would eat something rich in protein as a breakfast opportunity, right?
Yeah.
Why do you think that's important?
So a lot of people, again, can't do this. I don't really know of anyone else that eats like a lot of protein in the morning, but I can do a steak. I can do
Wow.
like chicken because I need that. For me,
Yeah.
it's the best way for me to fast. And then sometimes I'll do a protein shake. Or like this morning, I just had ostrich patties.
Nice.
And I'm fine. I'll be okay for the rest of the day with a lot of water.
That sounds delicious. That's a beautiful breakfast. And I love the fact that you are including good nutrition and especially protein. I think out of all the macros, fats, proteins, and carbs, proteins actually is so underrated, especially not just for building muscle, but just allowing our body to function correctly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you mentioned some great examples of proteins. You were talking about burgers. You're talking about ostrich patties.
Yeah.
You've got so many cool options. What else would you maybe recommend in the protein world that you can think of off the top of your head?
Well, for this recipe specifically, I'm using the Halt hemp seeds, and I know this is a good source, right? This is a good source of
I
protein.
love this. It's a brilliant
Exactly.
sauce. Yeah.
Yeah.
High protein content. Obviously, it's
Yeah.
something that has a good flavor profile to it as well.
I love it, right? The nuttiness.
Yes.
So
and
good.
We don't have a lot of protein-rich natural sources in the vegan world. So again, when we can lend to tend to lend a hand from nature, that's where we're getting a great addition to it as well.
Exactly.
And then not only that, but also, can I talk about the seeds you're putting in here?
Yes.
Because there's sesame seeds, sunflower seeds. This is great oils, stuff that's good for your joints, good for your hair as well, for great health from the skin, inside and out. So this is not just filling you up and fueling you, but this is also ticking the boxes when it comes to the secondary benefits of the nutrient boxes being ticked. So I'm praising this meal right now. Fatima, you've come through with something incredible here. This is really underrated.
Thank you.
Where are we at here with the recipe, though?
So I've just combined everything together with your seeds and your, almost forgot what it's called, hemp
hemp seeds, yeah.
You measure with your heart, as much as you want, as little as you want. If you don't want to add it, don't add it. It's really up to you. I add it for the extra protein and also for the texture, because it's always nice to have a little bit of crunchiness with the oats.
And this is something you'd obviously make the night before, right?
Yes,
and I've heard that there's certain things that you shouldn't maybe add to overnight oats. I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but I thought I could be smart and add nuts to it and fruit. So try not do that, right? Add it in fresh. What happens is the nuts actually go soggy, and so and the fruit just goes like mushy. So maybe add that in fresh so you can keep it, and just keep this as the base, because that is perfect.
Yes.
Let's start finishing this off, because I know there's a few more steps we're going to add to this, right?
So this you're going to put in the fridge overnight. You're just going to cover it, let it go. So in the morning, like obviously I have mine, which has the fruit and the date caramel on it, but that I would suggest you do in the morning. It's quick. It's
fresh.
Quick. If you want to do your fruits the night before, do that. But because this can actually keep for like 3 or 4 days in the fridge, you don't want to, exactly. So you don't want to actually leave it like that for that long, because then the fruits are really going to go a bit,
a bit not like how we like
not
it. So
nice.
you're essentially saying that something like this I could serve up the night before, but have it for like 3 days worth of breakfast. If I kept it. Brilliant, convenience, saving me time, especially when we have to wake up that early to get the fuel in before the sun comes up. So this is absolutely brilliant. All right, let me not waste any more time. Let's finish this thing off now. Awesome. I love what I'm hearing.
So I'm going to ask you to cut the fruits in half, and we're going to show how to decorate them. So you can just cut the figs and the berries and place them around the glasses. This you can do.
Nice. I'm just trying to pay attention to how it looks, see if I can replicate that look. Okay.
You can do this the night before if you're going to eat it the next morning, but don't make it ahead. Rather keep this separately in the fridge and then do it again the next night, especially with the fruit. You know.
So something like that, like a slice, and then place it on the side would work.
Yeah. There we go.
Cool.
Just mush it in there.
Mush it and get
Or you can just throw your fruits in. Just
we call it rustic.
There we go.
We call it rustic.
Just be natural.
Oh, but it's quite cool, because obviously the fruit is still fresh and it's got that moisture level, so it can actually stick to the side quite easily. I thought it's just going to all sink to the bottom.
No.
This is so cool.
We're using soft fruits, which is the tip here. You can also use bananas if you like. The flavor combination, bananas, chocolate.
Yeah, and obviously, again, ticking the boxes of nutrition, rich in potassium. That's going to give you some great energy throughout the day.
Totally.
Am I also throwing the berries and stuff on the side as well?
I wasn't going to say cut them, but you do you, boo.
I love the look of this. It's revealing the heart of the fruit and all the good stuff inside of it. So this is perfectly simulating what I think is a perfect meal. So well done.
Yeah, and you know how there's no sugar in here, right? So we are adding some sweetness though.
Okay.
We're getting it from dates, which is super important food in Ramadan. Keeps you full. It's very important.
And don't you think that dates, I think, historically and through the tradition and through the culture as well, it's something that you often break your fast with. And I've learned how powerful dates actually are. Gives you that great sweetness, gives you that energy, but it also has like a bit of a low GI index to it. So it's not going to give you that insulin spike. So I know when you're a diabetic, this is something in moderation, of course, that you can also consume as a great way to kind of maintain the levels, and you won't get that spike as much. So I love what you've done
here.
As long
as you're doing the right dates, because there's quite a few variants. So this is the medjool date, which is my favorite thing. It's my go-to snack in the day. Always have dates in the fridge. For the date caramel, you want to use something like this, because you can see how juicy, it's plump, it's juicy, it's just like toffee, right?
It is like that toffee, yes, 100%.
So the date caramel, 3 ingredients. It's something I keep in my fridge, and my husband is diabetic, but I often find him going to the fridge and just like
having a little bit of that good stuff.
This is the best thing ever. All you do is throw all of this in a high-speed blender. This is a tablespoon of salt, but you taste as you go along, because you can make it saltier, or you don't have to make it salty. And then, can you pass me the one that's already done?
Fast forward into time. Boom, boom, boom. Fatima's already come through and prepared something for us. So I'm going to just put this away, just so that we can pay attention to what it looks like over there. And then here's our oats as well. So everything's come together. That's what it looks like once it's set overnight. Yes. That's our mixture, and then we just put it together.
Yeah. So do you want to scoop that in there?
Okay, let's have fun with this one.
However much you want to eat. And this is great because you can control your portions.
Whoops. And you can also control the mess that you create. So you don't have to do what I just did right now.
This is not how I make it, please.
Yes, it's fine. You don't have to put your name on this one. I'll put my name on it, don't worry. Yours is obviously going to look a lot better, but I think this is where you can have fun with it, like you mentioned now. So you're going to decorate that good stuff on top?
Yeah, so again, if you don't do a lot of sugar, you don't have to add this, but I love adding this for the texture, the flavor, the saltiness with the oats and the chocolate. It just works together so beautifully.
Absolutely beautifully. Now, while you finish that off, let me remind you, Mzansi, that this is something that you have to get your hands on. We're talking about overnight oats, which is getting a little bit of a refresh, but we are not complaining. And you can find this and more Ramadan recipe inspiration at woolworths.co.za. You can shop all the ingredients at Woolworths, in-store, online, and of course on the Woolies Dash app. And I gotta say, Varema, thank you so much for coming through this morning. We absolutely appreciate you. We're wishing you nothing but serenity and holiness during this incredible and important month, and this has been inspiration that I came for.
Yay,
High five.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, I love it.
Awesome.